Cup by beating Barbados 102-27. This is the highest score that the Spar Baby Proteas recorded against Barbados in the history of the two teams. Here is Baby Proteas head coach Precious Mthembu.
What a great performance tonight by our players. I'm just so proud of the energy. They're so focused, the teamwork that they brought into the court. Offensively, we executed our game plan very, very well. They shared the ball, which allowed, multiple players to contribute to every single thing that happened on court. We really set the tone early. We limited scoring opportunities, forcing the turnovers. It created us to have good chances. The score doesn't really change how we approach everything. Games like these are a reminder that discipline and being consistent really matters regardless of the score. I think from here we will continue to focus on areas we can improve on.
Our Zambian correspondent Namuchana Likezo caught up with a professional cricket coach and former player Sayidi Malama to unpack our topic of the day. Women's cricket is the team sport of cricket played by women. Its rules are identical to those in the game played by men. How developed is women's cricket on the African continent, and what are some of the challenges that the women's cricket face? You can engage us and send us a WhatsApp voice note on the number +27 63 406 9126. Here is the cricket mentor, Sayidi Malama.
As affiliate to International Cricket Council, one of the mandatory for affiliate to International Cricket Council, it's indicated and it's a must for any African country affiliated to ICC. The first thing for them to look at your country to be affiliated is a women cricket. They have taken women cricket at International Cricket Council so seriously, and they want to see the development of cricket running very fast. Actually, as I'm talking to you, from the 16th to the 22nd of October, the Women World Cup. So one of the thing which African countries across the world, they need to celebrate this week by having some women's activities, whether training calls. All these things have been put in support of women cricket.
Suzuki Griquas coach Peter Berger says his side's Currie Cup title proves there's still space for smaller unions to thrive in South African rugby. In a dramatic Ellis Park final, the Griquas edged the Fidelity ADT Lions 27-25 with veteran fly half Geoff Whitehead slotting the winning penalty in the dying seconds. The victory ended a 55-year wait for the Kimberley side, who last lifted the trophy in 1970.
I'm so emotional, I've been emotional since the final whistle. The whole week, I said on Monday, I walked into the team room and I said, if I hear the words URC this week, you get a 500 rand fine. We're not playing against the URC, we're playing against the Lions, and they've got 23 players and we've got 23 players. And it wasn't mentioned the whole week, and that was the mindset going into this game. So I think for the competition going forward, I think there's definitely not an asterisk next to this win. I think it's a proper Currie Cup win, and to do it, for long we've said that there's room for the smaller unions in South African rugby, and hopefully this shows that we can compete with a budget probably 20% of the Lions budget. We came here and beat the full strength Lions team, who brought Springboks in for the final.
14:05 Central African Time. Let's bring you up to speed with regards to different sporting codes, fixtures taking place on the African continent and globally. The 10th edition of the Women's Rugby World Cup has reached the final stage after thrilling semi-finals this weekend. On Friday, Canada defeated six-time champions, the Black Ferns of New Zealand, by 34-19 to book a special ticket to the final, while the host England capitalized on home ground advantage, beating France 35-17 yesterday. New Zealand will battle it out with France in the bronze and third place finish match on Saturday, the 27th of September at 13:30. This contest, also described by World Rugby as post-season. Canada confronts the host England in the final on the same day at 1700 Central African Time. The third and final one-day international ODI match between Women Proteas and Pakistan takes place this Monday, the 22nd of September at 12:30 Central African Time. South Africa triumphed the first and second matches, and they target the third victory to make it a whitewash, while Pakistan are looking for a consolation victory. Let's now update you with regards to football matches that are taking place today, starting off with the Nigeria Premier League, where we see Shooting Stars taking on Kun Khalifat at 1700 Central African Time. Barau will be up against Rivers United. That match actually has been postponed because of CAF Champions League commitments. And Bayelsa United takes on Nasarawa United today at 1700 Central African Time. Enyimba is up against Bendele also at 5 p.m. Central African Time. Another match taking place at the same time is El Kanemi Warriors up against Wari Wolves. It is a full-on fixtures of football, not just in Nigeria, but different parts of the African continent and different parts of the world. Niger Tornadoes is up against Ikorodu City, also at 5 p.m. Central African Time. Enugu Rangers was supposed to take on Abia Warriors, but because of their continental commitment, that match has since been postponed. There's one more match taking place tomorrow. That is Katsina United, who are taking on Wiki Tourists. This is Africa at Play as Delil Siashaya. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. Do get in touch with us on our different social media platforms. On Instagram and X is at Channel Africa 1, and on Facebook the name of our station Channel Africa. Let's update you about the fixtures in the Premier League in the United Kingdom, updating you with scores of matches that took place yesterday. On match day 5, Liverpool triumphed against Everton by 2-1. Burnley and Nottingham Forest, the Tricky Trees, played to a 1-1 draw, while Brighton and Tottenham also played to a 2-2 draw. West Ham went down to Crystal Palace by 2-1. Wolverhampton Wanderers Wolves, they went down to Leeds United by 3-1. Manchester United had a good day on the pitch, beating Chelsea the Blues by 2-1. A very dramatic match that produced a red card per side. Fulham managed to beat Brentford the Bees by 3-1. And today we're expecting more action starting at 3 p.m. There's two matches, Sunderland up against Aston Villa, as well as AFC Bournemouth taking on Newcastle. And there's also a big match between Arsenal, the Gunners of London, up against Manchester City, the Citizens. And this match is taking place at 17:30 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play, and thank you for tuning in. 14:08 Central African Time. We will be taking a short break shortly, but before we do so, let's update you about the fixtures in the Zimbabwean Premier Soccer League. There's matches, the last matches that played were on Sunday, the 14th of September, where Dynamos played against Triangle United to a 0-0 draw. Match 29 of 29 as the Zimbabwean Premier Soccer League comes to a conclusion. Scotland will be up against Manica Diamonds on Friday, the 26th of September at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Ngezi takes on Hirentals on Saturday, the 27th of September at 3 p.m. While Yada will be up against Telwan also on Saturday, the 27th of September. Pikita Minerals takes on FC Platinum, while Green Fluel is up against Chicken Inn. Kwekwe United up against MWOS, and Caps United up against Dynamos. The match between Triangle United and Simba Bora has been postponed due to CAF Champions League commitment, as Simba Bora are the reigning champions. This is Africa at Play. We will be back after this short break.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Utokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800 428 428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV, ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane.
14:11 Central African Time. A warm welcome if you have just joined us. We are together until 5 p.m. Central African Time. My name is Neto and Neto Chemane. Let's also update you about the South African Betway Premiership, where there's action today between Polokwane City, Rise and Shine up against Chippa United, the Chili Boys. That match is at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Kaizer Chiefs was supposed to take on TS Galaxy, but there is a postponement because of their CAF Confederation commitment. They played against Kabuskop of Angola yesterday and lost away from home by 1-0. More matches coming up on Tuesday the 23rd. Siwelele FC will be up against Orlando Pirates, the Sea Robbers, while on Wednesday the 24th of September, Heritage Day, we will be witnessing football action. Golden Arrow Sabafana Bestend will be up against Mamelodi Sundowns, Kabuyelo at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Kaizer Chiefs will then play against Marumo Gallants on the same day at 17:30 Central African Time. Stellenbosch FC Stellies up against Durban City on Wednesday at 19:30, and then TS Galaxy is up against Amazulu Usuthu Elmapeshankone at 19:30 Central African Time. Richards Bay, the Natal Rich Boys takes on Magesi at 19:30, while Sekhukhune United will be up against Chippa United. Orbit College takes on Polokwane City also on Wednesday the 24th of September. If you have just joined us, happy Heritage Month. Let's now welcome to a conversation a gentleman from Nigeria who's devoted his life to the world of football to help us talk more about the Nigerian fixtures that are taking place today. And it is a full-on fixture that speaks about how committed and how people love the game of football on the African continent, as there are fixtures throughout. And of course, the matches that are postponed because of the situation around the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup. Those teams from different leagues that are committed to the CAF Confederation and the CAF Champions League. We welcome to the conversation a gentleman who's going to help us to unpack what we're talking about when we talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League. And we are talking to Kunle Salami, who is a deputy editor and group sports editor at New Telegraph, to preview the Nigeria Premier Football League. Mr. Salami, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing good, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Looking at the fixtures, it is full-on fixtures on match day 5 of 38, where Shooting Stars will be up against Kun Kalafit, and there's also a match between Bayelsa United and Nasarawa United. Enyimba also taking on Pendel, and El Kanemi Warriors are up against Wari Wolves, and of course other matches that have been postponed. We understand it is because of the CAF Continental matches that have been taking place this weekend. The first preliminary round, leg 1 of the CAF Confed and the CAF Champions League. Thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play. What can we expect from the Nigeria Premier League matches that are taking place today?
Again, the matches that were postponed were due to the continental engagement of some of the teams. Remo Stars, they are out on continental duty. Some other teams are all games coming up today. But out of these 4, the match that should be of interest to many is that of Eniba versus Bendel Insurance. Eniba, if you recall, are former champions of the CAF Champions League. They've won the Nigerian League many times. General Insurance is a team that is under the surgeon. They come up now and they are doing very well. That is the most difficult match that everybody wants to see today. The Bayern national match is a match that is poised that will go either way, depending on how the players come out to show themselves in a game of this magnitude. Bayelsa United are very good. They hold on to the ball and beat you on the counter. National United, on the other hand, they are defensive in nature. And so that match is poised to be two sides that are more defensive than attacking. So it's a match that is very close for you to call it. Then Niger Tornadoes will be playing Ikorodu. Ikorodu City is a team that is also up and coming. They did very well last year and missed the ticket to play in Africa only narrowly. And so they also are very good on this. I think at the end of the defeated Niger Tornadoes at the end of the day. Warri Bulls will also be playing El Kanemi. That is another tight match that could go either depending on how the players come up. While Shooting Stars will be playing a new kid on the block, Queen Khalifa. That is a match that Shooting should win. They don't look at the league as expected. They are under a new management, a new structure, new administration, new coach and all. So much is expected because they are also regarded. They've regarded new jersey, marketing, everything which Shooting Stars now is new. And so they are looked up to come out well with the results after all the changes made by the government and the ownership of the club.
If you have just joined us, we are talking to a deputy editor and group sports editor at New Telegraph in Nigeria, Kunle Salami, to help us and unpack the Nigeria Premier Football League fixtures. Please repeat, Mr. Salami.
Yes, I'm with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mr. Salami, when you look at the Nigeria Premier Football League, in terms of age, are we seeing young sensations like teenagers that are being signed by different teams? Because we see this a lot, especially in elite leagues like European leagues, where we get to see teenagers getting professional contracts. But on the African continent, that move is a bit slow.
The young players in the league in Nigeria, not in the league of Nigeria, not in the PSL. A few of them are playing in the lower league, the NNL, National League. That's the second league of Nigeria. So many young players are there. There's a team that is still into Remo Stars. I call them Beyond Limit. Beyond Limit. This is a very young team. You see young guys there. When you aspire to this guy, graduates into the Premier League of Nigeria, rather they go abroad. Finally, they are not thinking to go abroad to start their career in academic abroad. That is why to find so many Nigerian players in Chelsea Academy, Alpha Academy, Man City Academy, Man U Academy. So many Nigerians are there. And that is because, that I want to say, to play with domestic league, to build some experience and exposure before going out, to jump out to the international team, to start from the academy outside, rather than starting from the domestic. Most of the people in Nigeria are Italian players who have been there for some time. Average age is most about 25 years. You won't see many on 18 of the 20 in the youth as you see. The time when the likes of Kanuwa who are playing, Kanu was even in secondary school and was already playing in the time. That's the place you turn out. Everyone stays here to go abroad.
Kunle Salami is the group sports editor at New Telegraph, helping us to talk about the Nigeria Premier League as we've reached match day 5 of 38 in West Africa. Mr. Salami, please do stay on the line. We take a short break. We'll wrap up our conversation after this short break.
AUSISA, the Association of Water and Sanitation Institution of South Africa, is a platform uniting Africa's water professionals. This November, Africa leads the conversation on water and sanitation. Join global and African leaders at the AUSISA Africa and Global South Dialogue 2025 from the 9th till the 12th of November at the Emperor's Palace, Johannesburg. From policy innovation, this is where action meets collaboration for a water-secure future. Register today at ausisa-watersan-dialogue.org or follow at Ausisa on social media. Ausisa, working together for sustainable water and sanitation security in Africa. Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mokoenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective. From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
14:22 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play, and a warm welcome if you have just joined us. We're wrapping up a conversation where we were looking into the Nigeria Premier Football League matches, and of course there are matches that have been postponed due to CAF commitments by those teams that have qualified to represent Nigeria on the continental stage. We are talking to Kunle Salami, who is the Group Sports Editor at New Telegraph. Mr. Salami, talking about the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup, how confident are you that teams representing Nigeria will go all the way and represent West Africa very well?
I'm very sure because the residents of this team, as I speak, I cannot guarantee. The only good thing happening to our team this time is the fact that the league started early enough for them to be in much fit and competitive mood. What we have seen over the years is the case where our teams will go to the continent by the time they pass. From the first game, they are already struggling. Before they even get to the group stage, they are out. We've not seen these teams to go into the Champions League group stage in which we'll be able to see them play about 4 rounds of the matches, go into the final, in final, just to even the cup. That has not been the case over time. And even when they play, they will first out play. That is what we will see. I pray to disappoint every time I do better than we have seen there, but I'm not optimistic. I just want to see what they can do.
Kunle Salami, Group Sports Editor at New Telegraph in Nigeria. Mr. Salami, thank you so much for talking to us on Africa at Play. All the best to Nigerian football.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
14:24 Central African Time. That's how we wrap up our conversation with Kunle Salami, Group Sports Editor at New Telegraph in Nigeria, as we were talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League with matches taking place today. Some matches took place yesterday and action continues. It is match day 5 under the Nigeria Premier Football League. We will be talking to Linda Zwane, who is the Vice President at the South African Football Association, to talk all things South African football shortly. But for now, let's go to the dance floor. Give Me That featuring Whiskey by Ira Star. Africa at Play. Africa
at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane.
Give me that love, give me peace of mind. Or should they come me with your line? I want that peace of mind where they come with that woo. Baby, now on my race we they run, so make you look always time. Oh no, no pressure. Make you give me that love. strawberry, goddamn. Get the way your body make me feel excited. Loving you, they put me on a different mindset. Girl, not only you, they make me stick to one girl. Goddamn, hell, I need you again, goddamn. Picture perfect, no they mind them. Keep it private, fuck on ballet. If you need me, baby, I'll be right there. One more time for my lady, bump back, showing you give me you. Do me many things to let me you. I'm ready if you're ready to give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go. Give me, make I girl my sanko. Feelings got me hitting on a freaky dance floor. Make you give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go. Make you give me, make I girl my sanko. Feelings got me hitting on a freaky dance floor. Diallo, diallo. If I give you my love, make you no disappoint. Me, I got you for mine, though. Diallo, diallo. If I give you my love, make you no disappoint. Me, I got you for mine, though. So many people want lick my stew, so baby, chew, make I survey your tools. And if I undo your 2x2, you fit to scream, you feel losing your cool. So many reasons are written in the stars. Oh my God, you're the reason I do what I do. So baby, make you give me your love. Make you give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go. Give me, make I girl my sanko. Feelings got me hitting on a freaky dance floor. Make you give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go. Make you give me, make I girl my sanko. Feelings got me hitting on a freaky dance floor. Diallo, diallo. If I give you my love, make you no disappoint. Me, I got you for mine, though. Diallo, diallo. If I give you my love, make you no disappoint. Me, I got you for mine, though.
Africa at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane.
Eden Saboga na Pointe-Noire, Talela Laurent Lorenzo, Didi Lundeyete, Brice Mpangi, Vivi Kili Bebe Munanga, Adele Mbuyit.
Flora ya koseka na nonga na mona nzela mino na yo na kingo zomi ngana kufelaka
Tete Thérèse
bomengwe lingi nango ngai te kasi nzamba pesa nga selika boya eloko eluti motu ya
Isi Jora
nkomo nango bolingo
Chéri atambolaka lokola extraterrestre Lora nanga kitoko chéri eye Sukali na ye eleki ata oya mafuta nzoyi Sokili weye na kosengezonga mokolo mosusu Tozalaka na ye le fuskaka mbala moko na mvula Santima wane kozala éternellement Kolekata fete ya bonane Laurent Lorenzo
Lora tambolaka lokola extraterrestre
Ekachaka
Lorenzo nanga kitoko chéri yeyeye Sukali na eleki ata ya mafuta nzoyi
Fifi alonge
Sokili weye na kosengezonga mokolo mosusu Tozalaka na yo ne fiskata mbala moko na mvula Santima wane kozala éternellement Kolekata fete ya bonane adolo kabale
Gila Kita
Kala kala Uta kala wo Yo zalaki na zanda basoso Brahima Sengo Mais pourquoi lelo komi pete na kati ya rara mola
Jia Kuba
Bakomi otala yo lokola télévision Bakomi otala yo lokola télévision
Willy Carlos
Nelka fali pupanga ye Na bengi yo na telefone ye Oyambi oui ah Yokatelinga telefone ye C'est vrai que olinga lisusu te Niki menga mama Barcelone nanga yo Kala kala Uta kala fatu ilunga Yozalaki pese na zanda basoso magi mwayuma Mais pourquoi lelo kami pese télévision bakomi otala yo lokola télévision grand mopawe papa roki ye na didistoni nabengi yo na telefone oyambi wi yokatelinga telefone c'est vrai que olingi nga lisusu te tati chimbulu Texas katadi
Chancelier Mido
bongolanga lusumu nanga pona lingi yo bongolanga mama rifana lane bibis kabisa
On doute que Michel Claude Makosi Pati Omombo Papicho Moekaton na jus d'orange mais bayoka va répondre à moto te
Pamaro pamata malobi Pamaro sepa manatika yote Nzambe pesa bango bozui pesa ngai sagesse ya Salomo Naibata kokima souffrance ya bolingo Na poitoka bwana lokola Mokristo na mopagano
Didier Mpeti bienvenue Wawa
soki loboko eyebaka pasi oyo lutu emonaka na ntango ya bobalusi biloko mbele yokelaka yata mama wazwa ide yobebisi motema na nga na oyo osalinga yobebisi motema ya grand mopa na oyo osalinga fali pumba ye anelka
nga nalingaka yo
François Babadi Didier Nyamalembe Yves Njoli Patrick Ngubi Dina Yowinge John Mukamba Chef Manjunda Gibostov Betimpia Andy Kisenda Jerito Folo Taïrou Diallo Papa na Mathilde
14:33 Central African Time, a song titled Eternalente by Fali Ipupa, who is a Congolese musician and dancer. If you think you can't dance, just make time to visit Congo for a month. You'll come back sorted. We welcome to Africa at Play the SAFA Vice President, Mr. Linda Zwane, to talk about various things, including South Africa clinching the Total Energies CAF Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations 2026 COSAFA qualifiers title with a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Angola in the final at the Ngoni Stadium in Harare yesterday to complete a record-equaling fourth win in the tournament. Earlier, Mozambique secured the final ticket to the Total Energies CAF Under-17 AFCON, beating 10-man Comoros by 3-0 in the bronze medal playoff. Mr. Zwane, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Afternoon, Mr. And how are you?
No, I'm good, Mr. Zwane. Thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot. It's been a while, but I'm happy to be here.
We are also happy to have you, and you're joining us on a day where it's celebrations. Amajimbos doing wonders on the field of play, showing that development in South African football is not as bad as one would think when talking from a distance. Your reaction to this achievement?
Undoubtedly, we are very excited as the association, and I think South Africa at large, we are happy. We are doing very well. I think we are in the right space as South Africa, and our teams are showing in the field of play, and of course, we are looking forward for this team to be playing in the World Cup and show the world what we are made of.
14:35 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, we are talking all things South African and African football with Mr. Linda Zwane, who is the Vice President of the South African Football Association, SAFA. Mr. Zwane, talking about great things on the field of play. Amajita also did wonders, being the champions on the African continent, having won the Africa Cup of Nations, and that ticket sealed to Chile, where they will be in action, where the tournament kicks off on the 27th of September, concluding on the 20th of October. It is a big achievement, and in the opening match, they will be taking on France. When is the team traveling to Chile, and what can we expect from this World Cup? Is there a mandate to this World Cup?
Yeah, firstly, I think the team has been announced, and of course, the work that has been put behind the team, particularly from the COSAFA and the AFCON, which we ultimately won, and of course now going to the World Cup, the preparations, the coaches have been hard at work, making sure that this team is prepared. They selected a pool of players, and I think they then had to make a selection of the players that they've now announced. But over and above is that all what we could do in terms of the preparations, putting all the support behind the team, we have done so as the association. And immediately, the team will be leaving soon. We are just waiting for the proper itinerary for that. But the team will be leaving soon. And of course, we are looking forward to that first game. And of course, we are sure that if we apply ourselves properly, we're going to win against France and any opponent in the world. So the mandate, I think we know that at this stage, this is a youth team, and it's a build up to your Olympic teams or your Bafana. But in the main, we don't want to put much pressure to the players. We want the players to go and apply themselves properly there in the World Cup, represent the country, and of course, God willing, if we are able to come back with a medal, it will be a bonus. But what matters for us is the development part, that our players are exposed to the bigger stage of the world football at an early age. By the time they graduate to Bafana, it is not going to be a shock. So we are very clear that our approach is the development approach. And of course, no one enter a tournament to add numbers. We are going to enter the tournament because we want to be one of the best countries in the youth division. So mainly, that's the main reason every country goes in. But from our side, we are development in approach. We want our players to accumulate as much as possible the international experience, and we will move from there because ultimately our players must graduate to Bafana.
Ultimately, players must graduate to Bafana. That's the voice of the Vice President, Mr. Linda Zwane, talking all things South African football right here on Africa at Play. Amajita will be heading to Chile for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup that is kicking off on Saturday, the 27th of September, in a match between South Korea Under-20 and Ukraine. Japan will take on Egypt Under-20, while Paraguay is up against Panama, and that match is on Sunday, the 28th of September at 1 a.m. Chile Under-20 takes on New Zealand. That match also taking place at the same time on Sunday, the 28th. Italy Under-20 up against Australia, while Morocco Under-20 takes on Spain. And Brazil will be up against Mexico on Monday, the 29th of September. Cuba takes on Argentina, while France Under-20 takes on our very own South Africa's Amajita on Monday, the 29th of September at 10 p.m. Central African Time. And that match will be broadcast live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, also available on SABC Plus. Mr. Zwane, please do stay on the line. We take a short break. All things South African football. The conversation continues after this short break.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Africa at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane.
14:41 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. We are still in the middle of an incredible football conversation with the South African Football Association SAFA Vice President, Mr. Linda Zwane. Mr. Zwane, thank you so much for staying on. Let's also talk about the burning issue around the FIFA World Cup African qualifiers, where the Nigerians in West Africa have been monitoring that situation to see if Teboho Mokoena, as he was deemed ineligible for having played against Lesotho, a game that Bafana triumphed, and he was supposed to still be serving suspension during that match. We got to hear from the CEO of SAFA, Chief Executive Officer Lydia Munyapao. Let's listen to this clip before your reaction.
We've received communication from FIFA about investigation that they have launched in terms of the Lesotho match that, where Teboho Mokoena was fielded. We received it yesterday. So we are preparing our response to the FIFA disciplinary committee because that's what ultimately is required from us as an association.
But how positive are you of a positive outcome?
Look, we're not really worried about that. I think our focus right now is to ensure that Bafana gets maximum points come October, because whatever happens, whether there's docking out points or whatever you're saying out there, if we get 6 points come October, nothing else is going to matter. It's all about Bafana getting to USA, Mexico, and Canada in 2026.
Mr. Zwane, your thoughts on that clip? Apologies, it's not as vivid as it should be, but I'm certain you could hear the gist of it.
Yeah, no. I am aware what the CEO commented on, and of course that is our approach. I mean, we played that particular game and games. We are here now. If there's anything from the mother body FIFA that we have to answer on, we will deal that with our administration. But what matters for us is the two coming games that we must win. So we are not going to lament much about that particular matter. It's an inquiry of FIFA, and we leave it at that. FIFA will then decide on that particular matter. But for us to be in USA next year, we have to win our two games. And I think with the quality of the team and the coach and everyone behind the team, the supporters, the South Africans, we are optimistic and we are sure that we're going to qualify. So our take is that it's part of the game. These things happen, as it has happened. And if we are found otherwise, we should be able to move on, concentrate our effort in qualifying more than lamenting. So I think what the CEO had said there, it's very clear, and I think that's our position.
Mr. Zwane, without dwelling into this matter, but just for future purpose, is it a matter that you've tabled in one of your executive meetings to make certain that this admin disorder does not take place in the future, because it's something that someone could have picked up to say Teboho Mokoena is not yet eligible to play for Bafana because of this ongoing suspension, if that case has been corrected, has been double checked and confirmed?
Yeah, I think SAFA operates through committees. The relevant committee will compile a report to the National Executive Committee. Then we'll take a decision if that is part of the issues they will raise. Of course, because it's public news, NEC members, ourselves will ask what happened. Then administration will then be able to indicate to us what happened. Then a decision can be made out of that. But for now, I don't think we must deal with the matter prematurely. I think the approach from the association, even before, you will remember we went to Parliament, this matter came very strong and we were very clear that we will await FIFA to conclude its process, then we can then take a position as the association. So for now, the matter, yes, it's public, but it has not yet been tabled to us for us to deal with it, and we will deal with it once it is tabled to the NEC.
Bafana managed to achieve the bronze medal, finishing third in Cote d'Ivoire at the last edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Are we looking to a scenario where they will most probably do one better in Morocco later this year? And it is a unique period to be playing the Africa Cup of Nations from the 21st of December heading to the 18th of January. Your reaction on Bafana being part of this AFCON, what can we expect, but also the time period at which this tournament is being played? Christmas season, people know it to be a break season for players, but not this time around.
Yeah, of course, we are excited that we are going back to the AFCON. We did very well in Ivory Coast. If it was not for Nigeria, we would have been playing in the finals. But it's football, and we cherish it. That is why it's called a beautiful game. So we are approaching the Morocco AFCON with a clear mandate and a clear focus that we want to do much better than we did in Ivory Coast. So I hear that people are saying we are amongst the favorites. And yes, that can be what is out there, but we are so concentrated, we are so focused that we must do well there. So ours is to speak more in the field of play and make sure that we make our country and fly the flag very high, the country to be proud of being represented by the team Bafana in this instance. So we were very clear. At least the Ivory Coast experience had made us to learn few things. And I think we will be much better prepared going to this AFCON. And of course, the timing, well, for me, there's no difference. If you look, the normal AFCON will play around January. And in most instances, the players will be coming from the holidays, then they go straight to AFCON. They don't have even ample time to join their teams and all of that. So this time around, it has been brought forward to around December. So it's going to cover the 2 months. So it's something that we have to live with it. There's nothing we can change. That's how the tournament has been set. And ours is to then prepare ourselves around that and be able to go and play and represent South Africa in a manner that is expected by the 56 plus millions of the people of this country. So our approach to it is that whatever environment, we are going to do our best. You'll recall that Ivory Coast was so hot in the last AFCON, but our team acclimatized and they were able to be one of the best teams, amongst the best teams, a team that people were wishing to watch every day. When Bafana played, everyone wanted to be there and watch it because we are playing so much beautiful football. So we want to carry with that trajectory and be able to represent South Africa proudly and, of course, bring something better than we did. So our focus is to make sure that we do better in every tournament. You would have seen, in most cases, your under 17 who were beaten in finals, were not so. But this time around, we made sure that we bring the cup home. So that's the mentality in the South African Football Association, that we must be better than the last time we played.
We must be better than the last time we played. We must do one better than we did in Cote d'Ivoire. Having reached the third position, a bronze medallion, I'm hoping that one better does not mean silver medallion, but a gold medallion. That's the voice of Linda Zwane, the Vice President of SAFA, the South African Football Association. Mr. Linda Zwane, please do stay on the line. We take a short break and we will wrap up our conversation after the short break, zooming into the state of women's football in South Africa.
Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations from Wednesday, 23rd of July for hard talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and the whole country affected by gender-based violence. For all your favorite SABC radio stations, call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC. The stories, the scores, the spirit of the game. Catch Africa at Play with Neto Chemane. Saturdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on Channel Africa.
14:52 Central African Time. A very warm welcome to Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, we are wrapping up our incredible football conversation with the SAFA Vice President, Mr. Linda Zwane. Mr. Zwane, your thoughts on the state of women's football in South Africa? Is it where it's supposed to be, or there's still room for improvement? And if so, timelines, are we talking a 5-year plan, a decade plan? What are we talking?
Yeah, no, I think there's always a room for improvement. We want to be better, like I've just said. We have to improve. There are, of course, issues of that needs to be dealt with, the gaps that are there. One of it is funding for women's football. It's a challenge, and of course, we are calling upon the corporate to come on board and support our ladies from the LFA level to the National League. The National League, we are happy that we have Hollywood Bets, and we were excited and also grateful that Hollywood Bets decided to partner with us in making sure that we shape the future of women's football in the country. And of course, in the provinces, we have the Sasol League. Though there are challenges, but we were happy that in instances where there are challenges, football continue to play. But we are very clear that there are a number of issues that ought to be addressed in making sure that we improve women's football. And you would have seen that we went to the WAFCON, and we ended up in position 4, and it's not a position we like, but there's nothing we can do. It's football, and we have to go back to the drawing board and replan. And of course, we also had the Champions League, the COSAFA Champions League, where Sundowns was playing. We could not make it even there. But it's those moments in football where there will be a bit of a lull. Now, when the situation is like that, you don't sit in a corner and cry. You then wake up and strategize how best can you improve from that. And of course, there are a number of issues that needs to be attended. You'll know that Banyana had a number of players who have been there. Some retired, some decided to retire this year and all of that. So there are a number of issues that you deal. So you have to renew the squad and make sure that you bring fresh blood. And our take is that going forward with the work that is being done behind the scene, we are going to see a different approach in terms of women's football, particularly Banyana, because it is the premier team of women football. So the other issues that you would have seen our under 20 in Swaziland, we won 5-0. But you don't look at the results only. Look at how we play and how we had prepared ourselves. So it's clear that underneath the Banyana, we still have players that can graduate easily to the Banyana through the under 20. Our academy in the Tuks University, it's doing very well. You'll have noticed that in the GDL, they are playing there. So there are structures that are there that we are preparing to feed Banyana as we go forward. So our plan is very clear, is that we want to be better. And our program is a 2030 program. So over the years, we will be gauging our improvement. But ultimately, around 2030, we should be able to take stock and say, yes, we have done it, and we are able to see the results. But I must admit that it was not a good year for us this year in terms of women's football internationally, because we have not performed to our own expectation and to the expectations of the South Africans, but there's still a room to improve. And I think with the people who are behind the coach and coaches at the various levels of football, and of course the manager there at Safa House who's responsible for women's football and the strategy, I think we'll have to make it a point that we push and we don't allow a situation where we are permanently in a lull and we are not improving to be a Banyana, to be a South Africa that is known for producing good results.
Is Desiree Ellis still safe in her hot seat as the coach?
Desiree Ellis is a coach of Banyana. So the safety and no safety, I don't think it exists. What matters is that Desiree is our coach, and she continued to work for the association.
There you have it from the Vice President of SAFA, Mr. Linda Zwane, talking all things South African football. Mr. Zwane, thank you so much for making time to talk to us on Africa at Play. All the best to the South African Football Association and to the entire nation to rally behind all the national teams and football in general.
Thank you very much, my brother. I'm happy to be here again. And of course, let's keep the light shining. South Africa need all of us, and we make sure that we keep safe. We make sure that we represent our own families. We represent our own country in a manner that is expected. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, SAFA Vice President Mr. Linda Zwane, a gentleman who is no stranger to Africa at Play. When there are burning issues, he always avails himself to talk all things South African football. And that's how we wrap up the first hour of Africa at Play. We got to speak to Kunle Salami from Nigeria, who is the group sports editor of New Telegraph, talking and looking at the Nigerian Premier Soccer League fixtures that are taking place today, having reached match day 5. As most leagues are still at early stages. In the second hour, we will be opening up a conversation with our teenager in sport, who is a go-kart racing driver, Tumiso Musia, and he's got exciting hobbies like swimming, athletics, and playing chess. Looking forward to that conversation. And of course, there's still more happening in the second hour, including our topic of the day, where we're talking about the state of women's cricket on the African continent. Is it fully developed? Is it still developing? What are the challenges? And of course, do not be shy to drop us your thoughts on our number +27 63 406 9126. Africa at Play, as Daily Shaya.
This September, Channel Africa celebrates Heritage Month, a time to honor the stories, the rhythms, and the languages that make us who we are. Whether you're in Lagos or the shores of Zanzibar, to the mountains of Lesotho or the markets of Dakar, we are united in diversity.
Najivunia kuwa Mwafrika.
Kukondolera Afrika ndiye ndo wake.
Proudly African and fabulous.
Let us preserve our languages. Let's embrace our uniqueness. Let's embrace our cultures and celebrate the beauty of our continent. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mokoenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The stories, the scores, the spirit of the game. Catch Africa at Play with Neto Chemane. Saturdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on Channel Africa.
15:02 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play. We've finally and officially reached the second hour out of 3 hours of Africa at Play as we welcome our teenager in sport, a go-kart racing driver that is Tumiso Musia. Tumiso, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Lovely stuff. When did you start getting involved in motorsport?
It was 2 years back when I was still in 11 when I was in grade 5.
When you were in grade 5, what drew your attention to the sport?
At first, back then, I think 2019, around there, my dad used to go to this event called Msinga Drift Corner. So, where they used to drift cars just for fun. And then I just got interested in it, and at levels, I just wanted to do it as a sport. But I figured out racing and figured out what go-karting, and then I asked my mom if I can enter in any competitions.
And talking about your dad, is he fully involved in motorsport?
No, he was just doing it for fun.
Ah, okay. And did he take you with? Did you like, hey, I think I like what I'm seeing here?
Yes, he did take me with. Hey, it was really awesome.
But you had to clear it with your mother because, you know, they are the financial heads of the families.
Yes.
Exciting indeed. What kind of a mother is your mother?
My mom is a very kind person. She's very supportive, she's very talkative, and I think that's some other reason I did approach her.
And if she's listening to this conversation, what would you like to say to her?
Just want to say hello, hope everything is doing good.
Interesting indeed. And when last did you speak to your father?
A few minutes back.
A few minutes back.
Yes.
What did you talk about?
We were just talking about that. He was saying that I mustn't be nervous. Then that's all, actually.
And he's in Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
What is he doing there?
He went for business.
Okay.
I think that for now, if he is listening, hi.
Wow, exciting indeed. And you are now into motorsport. What are your future plans? Where would you like to see yourself in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years?
The next 5 years from now, I think if hopefully I can become an F1 driver, having sponsors like Mercedes. So I just think that if I can get the right support and proper equipment, I can conquer anything.
Interesting. And since you've been involved in the sport from 2023, right?
Yes.
And 2 years later, here you are fully involved, fully committed to the sport. Do you have current sponsors at the moment?
No, sadly not for now, but I am trying to look for one.
And what are some of your achievements? Because your dad speaks highly of you as one of the champions out there.
I have 2 trophies and 2 medals, and for my hobbies, mostly at school when I do chess, I think I have 4 trophies for chess, and for sports soccer, I only have a silver medal.
And how do you explain chess to someone who has never played it? Because when you look at the two chess players, they are always focused. It's almost like even when a pin drops, they will hear it because of just how silent the room becomes. Everyone looking at his pieces, making certain that he comes out a victor.
Chess is a fun game, but you always have to keep focus. Make sure, think before you move, because now if you do one mistake and your opponents can see a way to take your queen or your king, it's a really, really bad thing. So because your most important pieces is the king and the queen.
And despite chess as a sport, what other lessons do you take from there? Because you've got to think about all of that in making certain that your opponent doesn't have a better day on the chessboard.
I think just keeping focus and trusting yourself, and maybe having you, because mostly when I go to play chess, I have a player with me, so I have to like communicate with him, and if he sees a way to move and I also see it differently and his way is better, I just use his. So you just have to always keep focus and have fun.
Interesting indeed. If you have just joined us, we are talking to Dumiso Mosiya, who is a chess player and also involved in athletics and swimming, but also loves motorsport as a go-kart racing driver. Your nickname, catch me if you can, how did it come about?
It's just something that I just thought of because mostly in running, my friends usually call me catch him if you can, because I'm very fast in my friend group. So I used it as my nickname in racing. So yeah.
When last did you have a race and how did it go?
My last race, I think it was in July, and sadly I did not come back with any trophy, but it was not bad at all. I did do good, but for any performance, it was not that good, but I did have fun.
And what are you going to do differently come your next race to make certain that you beat your last performance?
For my next race, I think I just have to keep focus again, and I have to like understand the track, because most of the tracks are different. So that's the thing that actually did hurt me much, but I have to keep focus and understand how much power the card gives me, and yeah.
And how long does it take you to prepare for a race?
For me, if I hear maybe a month before, from that day on, I'm going to start practicing. Yes.
Exciting indeed. 15:08 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. We are talking to a go-kart racing driver, 13-year-old Dumiso Mosiya. You also like swimming. How often do you swim, and what do you like so much about it?
Swimming, it's a sport that I knew because of school, and I swim most of the time. When it's very hot, or maybe it's a cool day, or when I'm bored, I just swim, because we have a pool at home. And swimming is something I actually do really like, because I'm also good at it. I have two trophies and 2 gold medals from swimming, and I have tried swimming for the Umzinyati, but sadly I did not qualify. But swimming is a really good sport.
He's a swimmer, he is a go-kart racing driver, he's a chess player, but also involved in athletics, and we're going to find out more about his athletics journey after the short break. This is Africa at Play. We are talking to our teenager in sport, Dumiso Mosiya.
Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K, or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar. We've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Enjoy the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Exclusive to Africa at Play on Channel Africa. Teenagers in Sports with Neto Chemane.
15:11 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are wrapping up a conversation with our teenager in sport, a 13-year-old motor racing go-kart driver, Tumiso Musia, who is also a swimmer, a chess player, and also involved in athletics. Athletics abroad, which discipline do you participate in?
It's high jump, the running, shot put, javelin, and also long jump.
This is interesting. Where do you find the time to do all of these? Swimming, athletics, as well as playing chess and also go-kart racing?
I think it's my time management. If maybe on Monday I'm going to just do swimming, and Tuesday and Wednesday I do athletics, because athletics is something that's very important to me and to our school, because we also compete in competitions. So most of the time it's during the week or I'm doing it at school.
And how's it going at school in terms of your books?
My books are it's not bad, it's better. I'm trying to improve every day. And maths, I'm very good. So
very good at maths?
Very
good with numbers?
Very good.
33 plus 21?
33 plus 21. Yeah. I'm not there yet. I'm not that fast, but yeah.
But when you give yourself time, you do get the sums right.
Yes.
Exciting indeed. Before we let you go, what would you like to say to everyone out there? It is Heritage Month, but also your motorsport fellows, as well as your athletics fellows and fellow swimmers and fellow chess players.
Just to keep focus, trust in God, and prosper everything. And to the youth, people who are older than me or younger than me, can do anything you want if you just keep focusing it. And yeah, I think that's all.
Do you have a date for your next event for motor racing?
For now, not yet.
Not yet?
Yes.
But you're looking forward to do one better than your previous performance?
Yes, sir.
And what will a good 2025 be come the end of this year?
I think it will be pretty good, because so far my races this year, I think this was the only race that was a bit bad, but my 25-26 season is really good so far.
Exciting indeed. Tumiso Musia, our teenager in sport, a 13-year-old motor racing, involved in go-kart racing, and also a swimmer in athletics. He's involved in different disciplines in athletics, but also involved in playing chess. And he says he's a good swimmer and he's a good chess player. Thank you so much for making it to Africa at Play, and all the best moving forward.
Thank you, sir.
15:14 Central African Time, and that's how we wrap up our conversation with our teenager in sport, Tumiso Musia, who is a multiple talented young man who plays different sporting codes, including athletics, swimming, chess, and go-kart racing. We will be doubling up with another conversation with our next teenager in sport, Nathan Bredenkamp, who is a grade 10 learner at Spark High School in Midrand, and has received a letter of invitation to go and showcase his talent in Portugal. We're going to find out more about this exciting trip to Portugal with Nathan Bredenkamp after the short break.
This September, Channel Africa celebrates Heritage Month, a time to honor the stories, the rhythms, and the languages that make us who we are. Whether you're in Lagos or the shores of Zanzibar, to the mountains of Lesotho or the markets of Dakar, we are united in diversity.
Najivunia kuwa Mwafrika.
Kukondolera Afrika, ndiye wake.
Proudly African and fabulous.
Let us preserve our languages. Let's Let's embrace our uniqueness. Let's embrace our cultures and celebrate the beauty of our continent. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mukwenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Exclusive to Africa at Play on Channel Africa. Teenagers in Sports with Neto Chemane.
15:17 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time on DSTV Audio Bouquet, Channel 802 or OpenView 628 if you are in South Africa. Alternatively, worry not, you can reach us from anywhere you are online on channelafrica.co.za. Also available at your fingertips on SABC+. We now welcome to the show Nathan Bredenkamp, who is a footballer and is going through exciting things in his life, where he even gets invitations to go and display his talent abroad in countries like Portugal. Nathan, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon, Neto. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for joining us. When did you start kicking a soccer ball, and how was it like versus your current state where you've now mastered the technique, you can chest trap, you can volley, you can do all sort of things?
No, I started very young. I must say I was about 6 years old, playing for Soccer Stars in my school, Eastleigh, in Edenvale. As to now, it's been like 10 years, I think. So I must say I have learnt a lot, obviously through a lot of coaches, through a lot of time on the field, playing outside, in my back garden with my friends outside. A lot of different environments, so I've been able to combine them all and then use it to the best of my ability.
What position do you play in? Are you able to play in different positions?
Yeah, no, I do play a lot of positions. I must say defensively I'm not the best, but offensively you can put me anywhere.
Is it because you like to attack?
Yeah, no.
And perhaps you're not putting your mind to defending?
Yeah, no, I love having the ball at my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When last did you score a goal and how was it like?
It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
What match was it?
It was a match for my coach's team. Yeah, under 19s, I think it was, yeah.
You played with the under 19s?
Yeah.
Wow, exciting indeed. And how did you score this goal? What happened?
I was put through on goal. It was just a simple tap in.
It was just...
Yeah.
It was a blessing from above, just a simple tap in.
Yeah.
Interesting indeed. Let's also welcome his mentor to the conversation, Coach Jeff. Coach, thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play. A very warm welcome.
Thank you.
Coach, talk to us about Nathan. What kind of a player is he? Any areas of improvement?
Look, it's a young guy making strides. He's been coming on nicely. So what I do, excuse me, we do 3, maybe 4 sessions a week. And those sessions where it's individual training, that is where he's really come on strongly. For young guys, you try them all positions. And for me, we've just recently tried him on the wing, and that is what he should focus on. Doing very well.
Doing very well.
Yeah.
And Coach, talk to us about the importance of being able to play in different positions, to be a diverse player? Because I'm thinking just from the top of my head that if you can play in more than one positions, you stand a better chance to be in the starting 11 versus someone who specializes.
100%. Especially developing players. If you're a developing player, it is good for you to understand from a tactical point of view where on the field, what is the other player, what is his role, what is your role, and that makes you diverse, and it gives you a lot of opportunities. If you look at worldwide, even in South Africa, diverse players have greater opportunities.
Exciting indeed. Are you also able to play with both your left and right feet?
Yeah, thanks to my coach, yes, most definitely, yeah.
Coach, let's talk about that, because also a player can be comfortable in playing with his right. I mean, I never made it to professional football, but from the junior levels where I played, I believe I was a good striker, because I can count a few matches where I walked away without scoring a goal. But I've only scored one goal with my left. Wow. And that goes to show that, I was always focused on using my right, but I could have been a better player if I was using my left more as well.
A lot of the players come to me and say, I'm a right winger, I'm a left winger, I can use only my right foot. It is so important. Also from a tactical point of view, technical point of view, all of these, if you are just as good as your left, ambidextrous, left and right, you got such an opportunity, because showcasing your left foot all the time, if that is your strong foot, it helps. But if you remember the modern game, if it also is not about just the foot, it is the technical side of your body. If your left foot helps you, it gives you balance with your right foot. And that's how it works. And with the modern game, if you're not astute with both feet, the opportunities goes. And that is why it's important to develop young players on both feet. And that is what I've done with Nathan. And he's come on very strongly with his weaker foot.
Coach, thank you so much for the awesome work that you do, because it is coaches like you on the development stages that are doing great work, because this is where you have to grill in the basics and the technique of the game. And we get to know about Nathan when he's playing for the under-20 national team. And a lot of people do not know that he made it to that level because of the groundwork that you're doing under development. So thank you so much for producing good players for South Africa and the African continent.
Pleasure.
Nathan, let's talk about the invitation you've received to go and play in Portugal. How did it come about?
Well, I think I was training one day.
I can hear you.
Okay. I was training, and then my coach came to me after training, and then he said, no, I have an opportunity for you overseas. Just get me your mom, and then we'll speak about it. Then the following day, coach obviously organized a meeting, whatnot. We spoke about it, and then came to find out that it's an hour away from Estoril. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it's a Portuguese club, and they do development, whatnot, and all of that. So it came from an invitation from my coach. So it came through Coach Jeff.
Interesting. Coach Jeff, do you want to jump onto that one?
Okay.
Because these are great initiatives, because one day he visits Portugal, another day he gets a contract in Portugal, and the mother has to send all his clothes now to Europe.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, it's important that the club he's talking about is Club de Bombol. Okay, it's the pronunciation might not be right, but that's how we pronounce it here in South Africa.
Yeah.
So what the actual agency does, they take the also the educational part, which is very important, in conjunction with your football. So to integrate or to adapt into that environment. Remember, it's Portuguese.
Yes.
It's best to do then a Portuguese language. That is crucial. That gives you better adaptation. You can communicate with coaches and that type of stuff. So I would advise, that's what I advised him, and eventually the school that is affiliated to Football de Bombol is affiliated to the club specifically. So he'll play his football there, and he'll do his education on the language course there as well to integrate properly. And this club he's talking about is about an hour and a half outside central Lisbon. So from a travel point of view, not bad. The culture side of it, which is also important, to culturalize yourself in an environment where you're going to play football. Too many players go, they're not prepared, they don't know what's going on, and when they land there, they freeze up. And now he's properly prepared. We've got another couple of months to prepare him mentally, and then he'll be good to go.
When is this trip happening?
We're looking early mid to end January. Yeah.
Really? Okay, around Jan.
Yeah.
Interesting indeed. Have you started learning Portuguese basics, or you need Uncle Neto to help you out?
Yeah, no, I think I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, so in the morning when you greet, you say bon dia.
Bon dia, okay.
And then when someone responds, they will also say bon dia, and they might ask you, how are you? And when they ask you, how are you? They will say, como está?
Como está? Okay.
And then you will respond and say, estou bem, obrigado, which means I'm good, thank you. Then you can say, e você, which means and you. And then they can say, aqui também estou bem. Me too, I'm good. You know?
That's a lot to
and then in the afternoon, you say, boa tarde. In the evening, you say, boa noite.
Okay.
So you're good to go to Portugal.
Not yet, but okay.
15:26 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play. We're talking to our teenager in sport, Nathan Bredenkamp, who will be heading to Portugal. And I know these kind of trips are often a headache to the parents. The mother is also here. We will be touching base with the mother after the short break. We'll also have Coach Jeff. Before we welcome the mother, let's say goodbye to Coach Jeff. Coach, thank you so much for being the support structure and accompanying Nathan to Africa at Play.
Thank you so much.
We take a short break. We will be back shortly to find out from the mother what does this headache mean, because it means she might have to dig deep into her pockets. And of course, as a unit, as parents, they've got to make it happen and make certain that the future of this young star becomes a success.
Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa One. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa One. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Exclusive to Africa at Play on Channel Africa. Teenagers in sports with Neto Chemane.
15:28 Central African Time. We still have Nathan Bredenkamp, our teenager in sport, a footballer who's got an invitation to go and showcase his skills and talent in Portugal, in Europe. And I just shared Portuguese basics with him, so at least half the problem is out of the way. And they say you talk about it, then half the problem is solved. So now he's got an idea of what Portuguese sounds like. But we also have his mother here to tell us more about what this trip entails, because it's not just an invitation that is fully sponsored. Parents have to find a way. Parents have to raise funds and have sleepless nights, making certain that it becomes a success. Mama, thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play.
Thank you so much, Neto.
Have you talked to us about what you've seen on the field when Nathan plays football, and how do you feel about it?
Wow. What I see on the field when Nathan plays is like he owns it. That is where he can just do whatever he feel comfortable with, and that is a happy place. And he has shown so many times that football is actually in his blood. It's his passion, and he gives it his time and his all.
That sounds very awesome. He's heading to Portugal around Jan. What are the preparations all about? What do they entail? I know the big stress is the financial one.
Correct. The reason that we actually also we're here is because we want to actually just voice it out there that we are in a financial strain and we need help from the community to assist us to make Nathan's dream come through. This invitation came actually at the right time, but little time for us to actually raise funds because it has to happen in January, and we only received the letter last week, and which we are actually so excited about because that's the thing that Nathan has inspired to actually go and play abroad. Because this whole last term, he's been like to me, Mom, can you speak to coach? I need to go. Can I go to Portugal? He was actually supposed to go to a Spain camp with Coach Jeff in September, October, but it's not going to happen now because we need to focus on this trip now to Portugal, which it requires a whole lot of money because what they said is in the first year, they don't really do sponsorship because they need to have him there, work with him, see his dedication, see his potential, see if they can then invest with him. So from there on, 27 going forward, that's when they will then put sponsorship on him.
How much are we talking for this trip to be a success?
We're looking at plus minus 480,000.
Are you for real?
Yes, for the whole year, because this include his registration, which is once off, and his year 10 months of schooling and football there, which is about 348,000. It's 1,700 euros. So I think the reason there that it sounds so expensive because they're charging us in euros and we are in rands, and as you know, our rands are a bit weak. So yeah, and then the language as well that he needs to do as an additional, it's another 1,200 euros that he needs to. It's about 34,000 rand that we need to pay as well for him to learn Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yes.
That's the voice of Mam Kelly, who is the mother to Nathan Brerenkamp, talking about his upcoming international trip to Portugal, and it does not come cheap. It's almost 500,000 rand to make this a success. Nathan, in an event that people with real money are listening to this conversation and they want to assist, what would you like to say to them?
Oh no, I would actually just would like to say, as a young kid, I've always aspired to be a footballer, you know. I've seen what people go through, what people don't go through, and it's always just about which side of the fence you're on. So because we're on the less fortunate side, we just need all the help we can get, you know. And it will really help if people do actually listen and offer their help, and we much appreciate it.
When the day comes and you are blessed with a professional football contract, which team would you like to play for?
My team, Liverpool.
And yesterday you won, eh?
Yeah, we won.
Beaten Everton 2-1.
Beautiful team, yeah. I love my team.
Yeah, I used to think that Liverpool is followed by, matured people, like older guys out there. But it's actually refreshing to see that there's also youngsters like you that supports Liverpool. You'll never walk alone.
No.
What do you like so much about Liverpool?
Our play style. We just always want the ball, always pressing. We've seen it with Klopp these past 9 years, how we just counter-attack, make sure we break the lines as quick as possible just to get that first goal. Then you set the tone for the game. Yeah.
Are you confident you will defend the title again this year?
Yeah, we have to. With all the money we've spent, we have to.
Yeah?
Yeah, we have to.
Your favorite player?
Right now, Isak.
Isak?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
Good
the
player,
way he plays. Yeah, I love the way he plays.
Yeah.
But for my position, it has to be Wirtz.
Yeah. Interesting indeed. And in an event that you get a contract from an African football team, which team will it be?
I like the way Sundowns plays. Yeah, I like the way Sundowns plays. Also Makezi. It's not a popular opinion, but I like the way they play football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also refreshing to hear you mentioning Makesi there.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting indeed. And as we wrap up this conversation, how's life in the classroom?
It's very long, I must say. The hours are very draining, but we're getting there. As long as I can, With school, it's just about if you do the work, you won't feel how long the day is. But because of my friends, we're always trying to make the day as easy as possible. We're always trying to make fun of it. But yeah, it's always about how much you can work and how much you can get done in the day.
Interesting indeed. Let's wrap up also with the mother, Mam Kelly. Mam Kelly, what would you like to say to fellow Africans out there? It's Heritage Month, but also you need assistance with Nathan to make it successfully to Portugal. $500,000 is undoubtedly not cheap money.
Correct. What I could say is for all the listeners out there, please, if you are able to assist, it will be highly appreciated, because we would like to see Nathan's dream come true and to go into his dreams and strive, in that he can show that he can present South Africa abroad, and that he will then be, how can I even put it? He will then be given the opportunity actually to live out his dream, to do what he loves, and to develop his football skills and performance and all of that. And not forgetting also that it will also highlighting of what we can do as South Africans, how can we support each other as South Africans to give those less fortunate kids that has the potential to actually go and spread their wings, because the sky is not even the limit. Let's not limit them. Let's help them, push them, and see them through their journey and their dreams.
Exciting indeed. Thank you so much, Mam Kelly, for pulling through to Africa at Play. Please do believe that Portugal will happen, and you will see it will undoubtedly happen.
Thank you. I'm hopeful.
Incredible indeed. Let's also wrap up with our teenager in sport, the star of the moment, that is Nathan Bredenkamp, future Liverpool player. You will never walk alone. So when you play for Liverpool, which team would you like to beat?
Madrid, as always.
Real Madrid.
Especially in the final of the Champions League.
Of the Champions League.
Yeah, no, I need them again.
Yeah, and in the Premier League?
We've beaten everyone, you know.
Yeah.
We've beaten everyone. So
what do you think? What do you think is wrong with Man United? Because they are blowing hot and cold. They lost in the Manchester derby against Manchester City. At least yesterday they came back to win against Chelsea 2-1. And a lot of people think their opening goal was actually an offside, but VAR decided to rule it as a goal. And are we able to even argue with VAR, or can VAR also make mistakes like the refs do?
No, as a Ronaldo fan, Man United has a special place in my heart. So I must say, the way Ruben Amorim plays his football, he has the right system but the wrong players. You know, the way he's been letting players leave the club, basically kicking them out the club. Some of those players I think he should have kept and then extracted different players. But he's using the wrong system with the right players, wrong system.
So the South African under-20 Amajita will be heading to Chile for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup that is kicking off on the 27th of September, and they play in their opening match on Monday the 29th against France. So I'm thinking this is a tournament you should be watching, because if you're already playing with the under-19s, very soon you'll be playing for the under-20s, and Coach Raymond Mdaka might just be looking for a player like you, because also making it to the national team stages, even though it's still youth football, but it opens up other opportunities. That's where some of the professional contracts come from, because there's always talent scouts that comes to these tournaments. So please do watch it.
No, I will definitely.
Do you think we'll stand a chance to make it to the knockout stages?
No,
opening
we
up with France?
definitely can.
We can.
We can, yeah. No. Amachita, we can do it.
Yeah, these are the African champions. They've won the Africa Cup of Nations, so we've got to rally behind them. Nathan Bredenkamp, thank you so much for pulling through to Africa and Play. Your final word?
No, thank you to everyone for listening. I hope you take what we've said and asked for into consideration. You know, it's just another kid with another dream. So, then thank you for everyone else. Thank you so much.
It's just another kid with another dream, and that's Nathan Bredenkamp, our teenager in sport, who is a footballer who can play in different positions. So he is a diverse player. He prefers being an offensive player, which means an attacking player, versus being defensive. And his coach Jeff, says he plays well as a winger, and that's where he must focus on as it stands. 15:39 Central African Time. We take a short break. When we come back, All Things Africa at Play continues.
Africa in Business on Channel Africa.
The United States was very vocal at the beginning of South Africa's G20 presidency, and this is largely due to strained relations with South Africa at the time, that they were not really keen on participating. Where do they stand right now?
The US is planning to take over the presidency of the G20 next year, and our understanding from them is that they intend to continue to do so, and therefore it is quite difficult then to be in a situation where you are not attending deputies' meetings or discussions during our presidency and then to take over the presidency next year. From a finance track perspective, there has been engagement. We've been working on a communique last week and this week here in Zimbabwe. What's important about that is that it's a consensus document, and so all the members in the room have to agree to the language that is used there, and our US colleagues have been part of those discussions and negotiations.
Bringing the African markets into your home. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Você é fluente em português? É apaixonado por rádio e quer trabalhar na África do Sul? Você tem documentos que o qualificam para trabalhar na África do Sul? Nesse caso, podemos ter uma oportunidade para você trabalhar no Canal África. Envie seu currículo e demonstração para Canal África at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Lembre-se, se você não receber alguma resposta nossa em 14 dias, isso significa que você não foi selecionado. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
Africa at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane. medals to finish lines.
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
Yeah, yeah, you are my African queen. Ooh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Just like the sun, light up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. Hey, and just yesterday, you came around my way. You changed my horse in way with your astonishing beauty. Oh, you could not make a brother sing. No ordinary thing, a supernatural being. And no, you are brighter than the moon, brighter than the star. I love you just the way you are. And you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I never been. Yeah. You make my heart go ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. And you remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, you are my African queen. Oh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Out of a million, you stand as one, they are standing one. I look into your eyes, girl, what I see is paradise. Hey, you captivated my soul. Now every day I want you more. Now I cannot deny this feeling I'm feeling inside. Hey, no one cannot take your place, you cannot take your space. That is a fact I cannot erase. And no, you are the one that makes me smile, make me float like a boat upon the Nile. Girl, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I never been. You make my heart go ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. And you remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. And I know, oh yes I know, you are my African queen. And I know, see I know what I am feeling in my heart and in my soul. Oh, I know that it's His love, and I know that this love was surely sent from up above. Cause you're the only one that I think of. You are my African queen, and I know that it means that you're the only one that I will serve. I'll give you my heart, my love, my body and my money. Every other thing you think of. In a man who could think of anything better than you, who could think of ever hurting you. Sacrifice my all, I'll give it all to you. You are my African queen, for real. You are my African queen, the girl of my dream, the girl of my dream. Where I've never been. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Munyemo, I love you, I love you, I love you. Munyemo, I love you, I love you. Oh yeah.
To face it, Dibia, you are my African queen. And before that, we played you Amanda Black saying power. It is an amazing song indeed. Even when you are feeling weak, all of a sudden you will feel it, that power kicking in. What a song of emotions. 15:50 Central African time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. It's time for sports news, kicking off with rugby news. Suzuki Griquas coach Peter Berger says his side's Currie Cup title proves there's still space for smaller unions to thrive in South African rugby. In a dramatic Ellis Park final, the Griquas edged the Fidelity ADT Lions 27-25 with veteran fly half George Whitehead slotting the winning penalty in the dying seconds. The victory ended a 55-year wait for the Kimberley side, who last lifted the trophy in 1970. Berger revealed he banned any mention of the United Rugby Championship in the build-up, refusing to let his players be distracted by the Lions, Springbok and URC reinforcements.
I'm so emotional, I've been emotional since the final whistle. The whole week, I said on Monday, I walked into the team room and I said, if I hear the words URC this week, you get a 500 rand fine. We're not playing against the URC, we're playing against the Lions, and they've got 23 players and we've got 23 players. And it wasn't mentioned the whole week, and that was the mindset going into this game. So I think for the competition going forward, I think there's definitely not an asterisk next to this win. I think it's a proper Currie Cup win, and to do it, for long we've said that there's room for the smaller unions in South African rugby, and hopefully this shows that we can compete with a budget probably 20% of the Lions budget. We came here and beat the full-strength Lions team, who brought Springboks in for the final.
George Whitehead wrote his name into the Griquas folklore, kicking his decisive penalty to seal their fourth Currie Cup crown. It was also redemption for the Kimberley outfit, who fell short in the 2022 final against the Pumas at home. Berger says this team's belief has been rewarded and hopes it won't take another half a century to celebrate again.
Obviously 4 years ago there was a massive thing made when we played in a final at home about the 1970 team. This week we went the opposite direction. We didn't discuss it, we didn't talk about it. Just try and take as much pressure off the players as possible. But from our supporters, there's obviously that was a chat from them. But yeah, incredibly proud. You'll always be a Currie Cup winner, and it's first time since 1970. So I'm obviously incredibly proud, and hopefully we will not wait another 55 years. This union shown it's now 2 finals in 4 years, and hopefully we can build on this.
The Lions thought they had snatched a victory when replacement fly half Lubabalo Tobela landed a late penalty, nudging them 25-24 ahead. But a TMO review revealed a deliberate slap down by a Lions defender moments earlier, handing Griquas one last chance. Whitehead calmly converted the penalty, breaking the Lions' hearts and sparkling with wild celebrations. Berger says those final moments summed up the emotional roller coaster of the contest.
Yeah, firstly that penalty from Lubabalo Dobela, I brought him from the Sevens to Griquas, and then the Lions brought him from Griquas to the Lions, and I thought, okay, here's the guy who's got a very special relationship with still, and he's beating us in the final. And then but as that tap clap down happened, I was on the radio and I was getting to the ref because I saw it live, and I immediately thought that's a penalty. Lucky enough, the TMO came in. So yeah, it was emotional, but then I don't think you want anyone else in world rugby than George Whitehead to take that penalty for you. So I was really calm in that moment.
The Griquas were massive underdogs going into the decider, especially after being thumped 37-7 by the Lions in the pool stages. With the Johannesburg side tipped as favourites, the Lions looked in control for much of the match but never pulled it clear on the scoreboard. Berger says their team motto, "Find a way," was exactly what carried them to one of the most famous wins in the Currie Cup history.
Find a way has been our slogan for the whole year. It's about finding a way, and I said in my team talk before the game to the players, I said Griquas is renowned for a team that plays with passion and a team that never gives up, and that's all I expected from them today. I knew we had the plan, and I said if we bring the passion and being desperate in everything we do. I mean, even that tackle on Angela Davids in the corner from Dylan Mott, that's desperation, and that's a team fighting together, playing with passion. And then you get the luck, if you're willing to work that hard. So yeah, it's just yeah, just very happy.
In the Women's Rugby World Cup, Ellie Kildune marked her return from concussion with 2 tries as tournament hosts and favourites England saw off a spirited France 35-17 in the Women's Rugby World Cup semi-final in Bristol on Saturday. But the fullback, the current World Player of the Year, had to limp through losing 11 minutes after England had cleared their bench. England into their 7th final in a row, but beaten in 5 of the last 6 by New Zealand, will now face Canada in the next Saturday's final in front of an already sold-out Twickenham crowd of 82,000. England will be bidding to win the World Cup for the first time since defeating Canada in the 2014 final in Paris. Canada second behind England in the world rankings and at double defeating champions New Zealand's 11-year unbeaten run at the World Cup with a superb 34-19 win in Friday's semi-final in Bristol. In netball news, Zambia under-21 national team is facing possible disqualification from the 2025 Gibraltar World Youth Netball Games after being caught up in a visa nightmare that has left their dream of competing at the Netball World Youth World Cup hanging in limbo. According to a press statement issued by Zambian Netball Association last night, World Netball has given Zambia an ultimatum warning the country of risk being kicked out of the World Cup if proof of visas and confirmed flight tickets are not produced by 12 midday Gibraltar time tomorrow on Monday. Zambia Netball Association President Mathasi Chone confirmed that unfortunate update through a press statement describing the situation as deeply concerning and unfair to the players who trained tirelessly to prepare for the World Youth Netball World Cup greatest spectacle. Still with netball news, the Spa Baby Proteas kick-started their 2025 Netball World Youth Cup with a 102-27 win over Barbados, a team that they have faced and beaten 3 times. Barbados is playing their 6th Netball World Cup, while South Africa is here for the 7th time. Spa Baby Proteas came into this match as fame favourites based on the history between the two teams. However, it was Barbados who got off the mark first and taking the lead from the centre pass. South Africa were very quick to respond and take charge of the match. The attacking duo of Prinsloo and Smith seems to have been a wonder as the first quarter ended 25-27. This is the highest score the Spa Baby Proteas recorded against Barbados in the history of the two teams. Here is the head coach, Precious Mthembu.
What a great performance tonight by our players. I'm just so proud of the energy. They're so focused, the teamwork that they brought into the court. Offensively, we executed our game plan very, very well. They shared the ball, which allowed, multiple players to contribute to every single thing that happened on court. We really set the tone early. We limited scoring opportunities, forcing the turnovers. It created us to have good chances. The score doesn't really change how we approach everything. Games like these are a reminder that discipline and being consistent really matters regardless of the score. I think from here we will continue to focus on areas we can improve on.
15:59 Central African Time. That's how we wrap up our sports news, and we are heading into the third and final hour of Africa at Play. In the second hour, we got to speak to our teenagers in sport, Tumiso Musia, a go-kart racing driver, a swimmer, a chess player, and an athlete in different disciplines under the world of athletics. And we also got to speak to Nathan Bredenkamp, together with his coach Jeff, and his mother, Mom Kelly, talking all things his football journey and his invitation to go and represent South Africa in Portugal. This is Africa at Play. Thank you for listening.
Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram, or On X at Channel Africa One. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa One. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need. On the web, Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto, Neto Chemane.
16:01 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time on DSTV Audio Bouquet Channel 802 or OpenView 628 if you are in South Africa. Otherwise, you can connect with us from anywhere you are online on channelafrica.co.za. Also available at your fingertips on SABC+. After over 90 days since the historic ICC World Test Championship 2025 victory at Lord's, the Proteas men are set to share their triumph with the nation. On the 23rd of September 2025, the team will embark on a 4-day maize tour with stops in Kimberley, Bloemfontein, Durban, Gqeberha, East London and Cape Town. The tour is more than just a sporting milestone. It is a celebration of unity, pride and resilience during the Heritage Month, a time when South Africans reflect on their shared identity. The Maize Tour will bring communities together, inspire the youth and highlight the positive impact of sport on our national spirit and South Africa's global profile. We will be having a conversation with Refenza Shinas, who is a seasoned corporate executive with extensive strategic and operational experience in reputation management, corporate brand positioning, and corporate social responsibility. Over the years, she has provided a high-level strategic counsel to a wide range of corporate, government, and industry clients, specializing in issues management, media relations, public policy, government relations, branding strategies, stakeholder engagement, and community strategies. At Cricket South Africa, Refenza leads public affairs, where she plays a critical role in strengthening the organization's reputation, fostering stakeholder trust, and positioning cricket as a unifying force across South Africa. As we welcome her to an exciting conversation to join the celebration of what the Proteas displayed over 90 days ago. Refenza, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us. Often when the team is unable to triumph and bring international titles, there's always pundits that are hitting hard on the team, talking about how they freeze when it matters the most. This time around, we've got something to celebrate: the World Test Championship title triumphed by the Proteas at Lord's over 90 days ago. Your reflection?
It was an amazing moment. It was a special key milestone for South African cricket, one that has been long in the making and finally coming to realization. Yes, our fans were very critical of us when the Proteas lost key matches, at key moments, but we are still very thankful and grateful for them because they stuck with the team. They stuck with us through thick and thin, up to the realization of this victorious and special moment for South African cricket.
And Refenza, talking about a special moment for South African cricket, the team will be embarking on a tour to showcase the beautiful work that they've done 3 months ago in Lord's. Talk to us about the importance of this tour, taking this trophy, taking this achievement to the people of South Africa.
Like I said earlier, cricket fans across South Africa and the public in general have stuck with the Proteas through thick and thin. And it is only befitting that we share this glorious achievement and this victory with those who have been with us, our fans and the general public. And also, it is also befitting that we do it during Heritage Week, so that we can unify South Africans from all walks of life to come and share in the celebration and in this moment of pride for all of us.
And Refenza, what criteria did you and your team use to choose stops in terms of Kimberley, Bloemfontein, Durban, Gqeberha, East London and Cape Town? I'm just wondering, other parts of the country might just complain, or there's going to be a second half tour where it gets to go to other areas as well.
Yes, sadly for us, we could not take it to all the provinces, and the reason being, immediately after the World Test Championship, the team came home only for a few days, and then they had to start their outbound international tours to Zimbabwe, Australia, and England. And this week is the only window of opportunity that we could identify before they leave again for Pakistan. Therefore, we had to condense as many cities as possible, and this time frame being only a week could not afford us to go through all the provinces. Therefore, we started with provinces or towns and cities who have a very strong cricketing culture and who have, over the years, over a long time, contributed to cricketing talent in South Africa. However, this does not mean all the other areas are less important. Like I said, if we had sufficient time, we would have gone to all the provinces.
Refenza Shinas, Public Affairs Executive at Cricket South Africa. Refenza, talk to us and educate us about your role at Cricket South Africa, because in sport, every role is of paramount significance. We get to see cricket players doing wonders on the field of play, but there's a whole wide team that does important work in supporting this team to be the champions that they are behind the scenes.
Yes, cricket administration is plays a very integral role in ensuring that on the field the players and support staff are able and empowered to deliver what they are required to deliver. So in my role is public affairs. Firstly is to make sure that Cricket South Africa remains in tune and attuned to the needs of the stakeholders of the sport. Be it our cricketing communities, our volunteers, the players, our affiliate members, our sponsors, all across the board, including government. My role and my team, with the support from my team, is to make sure that we respond to their needs. Secondly, I look after corporate communications, which also talks to communication around all the teams and communication from a national federation perspective. So in a nutshell, that's what I'm responsible for, looking after the reputation of Cricket South Africa. I mean, you are aware, 3 years ago, Cricket South Africa found itself in a very difficult position, reputation-wise. But then I was brought in to come and help to kind of improve how Cricket SA is perceived, because there were efforts to turn around the federation, and I guess our results speak for themselves.
And let's also talk about women's cricket, not just in South Africa, but you can spread it out to the African continent, because that's our topic of the day, where we are trying to zoom into the state of women's cricket in Africa. Is the sport growing? Of course, when we're talking about the Momentum Proteas, it is a no-brainer. They are doing wonders. They've beaten Pakistan in the ongoing ODI series. They've won the Open in 2 matches, which gives them a good lead. And the third and final ODI match that's taking place tomorrow at 12:30 then becomes a dead rubber, but an important match, because if they triumph, then they would have achieved a whitewash. But what are your thoughts on the state of women's cricket in South Africa? And if you are comfortable, you can spread it to Africa.
Thank you for that very, very important question. And I'm not only going to start with South Africa and the continent, I'm going to start globally. As cricket, or women's cricket rather, we're very blessed to have an international body like ICC, and to be affiliated to it, because ICC has demonstrated time and again that it takes women's cricket seriously, which makes our work as a full member of ICC very easy when it comes to promoting and improving women's cricket in South Africa. From a South African context, women's cricket has been ahead of other sporting codes. CSA has put a lot of measures, and this has been done over the years. I think going back to 2016, where the sport national women's cricket was professionalized, where CSA started offering professional women cricketers contracts, and that extended to the whole squad, where their conditions were also improved to make sure that they equal those of men when it comes to travel and accommodation. And As early as 2023, we then introduced or professionalized domestic women's cricket, offering all our affiliates, or rather our first division affiliates, a full-time contract for the players and full-time support staff for their women's teams. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done, but I'd say as CSA, we're very proud of the work we've achieved. We believe we're miles ahead, and we can only improve from then on. And I think that kind of like lays a very strong foundation for the rest of the continent to take a leaf from what we have achieved, you know. And I think for them, it might be slightly easy because we walked the journey ahead. And we really would like to collaborate and work with other ICC affiliates and members in Africa to make sure that women's cricket keeps on improving.
Rafenza Shinas, Public Affairs Executive at Cricket South Africa. Thank you so much for talking to us on Africa at Play. Thank you for the awesome work that you do behind the scenes. Let the sport of cricket continue to grow in Africa, especially women's cricket, where less attention is given for obvious reasons that most of the sporting codes are traditionally male dominated. But we are seeing something fresh where ladies, when they participate in something, they do it with pride, and at a lot of times they do it better than their male counterparts.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me, and also just to remind the listeners to come out in their numbers, to interact with the Proteas men, and to see this beautiful, beautiful piece of silverware that they have brought back from Lords. We look forward to meeting them in all the cities that we will be visiting.
Awesome indeed. That was Rafenza Shinas, Public Affairs Executive at Cricket South Africa, CSA, doing awesome work behind the scenes to give CSA a good label and a good representation. And this is an institution that is managing cricket in South Africa, the mother body of the sport. And we say let the sport continue to grow. 16:13 Central African time. We take a short break. When we come back, we're getting onto a private jet to Lusaka, Zambia, where we're going to find out from our Lusaka-based correspondent, Namuchana Likezo, on our topic of the day, talking about the state of women's cricket on the African continent. You can drop us your thoughts on our number, +27 63 406 9126. We are interested in hearing your thoughts through voice notes.
This September, Channel Africa celebrates Heritage Month, a time to honor the stories, the rhythms, and the languages that make us who we are. Whether you're in Lagos or the shores of Zanzibar, to the mountains of Lesotho or the markets of Dakar, we are united in diversity.
Najivunia kuwa Mwafrika.
Kukondolera Afrika.
Proudly African and fabulous.
Let us preserve our languages. Let's embrace our uniqueness. Let's embrace our cultures and celebrate the beauty of our continent. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The stories, the scores, the spirit of the game. Catch Africa at Play with Neto Chemane. Saturdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on Channel Africa.
Women's cricket is the team of sport cricket played by women. Its rules are almost identical to those in the game played by men. We're asking how developed is women cricket on the African continent and what are some of the challenges that women cricket is facing. I spoke to Saidi Malama, former cricket player himself, and now he's running his own cricket academy here in Zambia. And my interview with Mr. Saidi Malama went on like this. Mr. Malama, thank you so much for having taken time to talk to Channel Africa today.
Thank you very much, and you are welcome.
Mr. Malama, first things first, do we have women cricket on the African continent?
Actually, as Zambia Cricket Union, as affiliate to International Cricket Council, one of the mandatory for affiliate to International Cricket Council, it's indicated and it's a must for any African country affiliated to ICC. The first thing for them to look at your country to be affiliated is a women cricket. They have taken women cricket International Cricket Council so seriously, and they want to see the development of cricket running very fast. Actually, as I'm talking to you, from the 16th to the 22nd of October, there's Women World Cup. So one of the things which African countries across the world, they need to celebrate this week by having some women's activities, whether training calls, all these things have been put in support of women cricket.
Mr. Malama, let's come back to Zambia. Do we have an organized league when it comes to women cricket?
Yes, we have an organized league, but I'll put it such a way that it's not very competitive, but it's a league which women are there to play, and they are playing that league. We have Lusaka, almost about 12 women cricket playing the league, and we have Copper Belt as well playing the league. Actually, it's a weekly basic league which is in play, and most of the girls or women playing are from schools and community, but we don't have like clubs in Zambia. Actually, clubs are all men playing cricket and the under 19 boys. But when you look at the grassroots, we have school and community and academy are the one now concentrating on the women cricket at the basics level.
Mr. Malama, I've watched you train young girls. Somebody would be interested to know, at what age can somebody start cricket? Can a 5-year-old girl just come to you to say, I want to start playing cricket?
Right, basically for men and girls, for every coach, every school, every academy, cricket is introduced at the level 5 to 8 with the softball. We call it a tennis ball. And thereafter, you use a rubber ball, then we go to hardball. So my answer to your question is just straightforward. Every person, a girl, a boy, who is ready to play cricket, yes, definitely they're welcome and they can be coached at a level 5 to 8. Thereafter, we change the technique. We go to the softball, thereafter hardball. So the girls also are welcome in the same system of the coaching technique.
Mr. Malam, let's look at tournaments that are played on the African continent. I'll give you, for example, football. They have various tournaments for the under 20, under 15, under 23, senior level. Do we have such tournaments categorized in cricket?
Yes, categorized in terms of age group, yes. We have the under 15, under 19, then we have the senior, because maximum you can go is under 19. Recently, there were under 19 playing in Namibia, although Zambia was not taking part because we just got affiliated with the International Cricket Board. Most probably next year will be fully fledged for our girls to participate in all the age groups, starting from 15, 17, 19. Most of the countries like Rwanda, they are hosting tournaments for under 19 girls. Uganda, recently also, they were having senior cricket women tournament. A week ago in Namibia, they were having again a senior cricket women tournament. So when it comes to the age group, actually, it's very competitive. ICC, International Cricket Council, and individual countries like Zambia, we are making sure that we have all the age group playing cricket. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, to say our basic cricket in schools and academy all are under 15 up to 19, but they're at that basic level, not very competitive cricket. Yes, all age group are involved.
So, Mr. Malama, that sports thrives so much in schools. What is your relationship with the Ministry of Education?
Relation with Ministry of Education at the moment, as we got affiliated to International Cricket Council, we have a sit down to look at the system, how we can work together, but we have the old system which is still exists, where schools, our coaches go into schools to introduce cricket for both gender, male and female. Our coaches go in all schools and do the coaching system, but at the moment it's not active. I'm sure by next year we'll make it active to see our coaches running all the schools to do the coaching programs for all youth, either male or female. Then at the present now, we are inviting all the girl child to come to the academies, come to the clubs. The doors are very open for every girl child to come and learn cricket, whether it's 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, because our coaches at the moment are stationed in the academies and at the cricket clubs, so they're more than welcome. So the agreement between the Ministry of Education and Zambia Cricket Union, I'm sure by next year we'll sit down and make a strategy and to make sure that our coaches are going through to be coaching cricket in schools.
Talking about inviting young girls to come through, you know we have so much talent in the rural areas, Mr. Malama. What are some of the programs that you've put in place to make sure that you tap talent from the rural parts of this country?
Yeah, that is a difficult question. Looking at the resources we have with the Zambia Cricket Union, it's quite a challenging question, but we have cricket in Kasama, where we have one of the coaches who is stationed in Kasama. It's one of the rural areas where he's doing the cricket programs, and we are doing every possible way that we can stretch ourselves to other provinces. And I just wanted to add as well in Solowezi, in that deep rural area, we have another one coach, because there's active cricket played in Solowezi. So most of the South Africans are in Solowezi doing the mining. They have extended their assistance to see cricket development in Solowezi. So far, this area areas have been looked after, and we are trying to stretch to see other provinces how we can handle it in terms of rural areas.
Mr. Malam, let's look at some of the challenges that women cricket is facing on the African continent and Zambia in particular.
The most challenge we have, you see, when you are coaching a child with a boy child, it's very easy because most of the time immediately knocks off from school is a free child. He can find himself anywhere, and it's easy for him to come for the trainings and all that. But when you have a girl child, he has the chores which he has to do, she has to do. So it's quite tricky. So you need to have a very tight program for a girl child, and it's a very strict program because if you ask a girl child to come and train, you should make sure that it starts at 14, finishes maybe at 15, 30, 16 hours, and find her way to home and do other work. You see, so when it comes to girl child cricket, it's quite a sensitive issue, and even the movement is quite sensitive. So as a Zambia Cricket Union, through the academies and the community, we are making sure that we educate our coaches to make sure that they should make any way to make sure that the girl child is involved, and at the same time, we must be strict with time to make sure that they have their program worked out accordingly. I know it's not easy, but we are doing everything possible, and our doors are very open for more girls to come in.
What is your relationship with the corporate world out there? Are you getting any financial support both from the corporate world and the government itself?
First of all, I should recommend the government, because the government, once they open doors for you to bring the girl child to the training facilities, which is a moral support, and we thank the government of the Ministry of National Sport, the Ministry of Sport and National Sports Council, and hence we're having this girl child coming to play. That is a moral support. Financially support, we are still working in line with the National Sports Council to see what program we can line up for next year for the girl child, so that the government also can get involved in terms of funding. And besides that, we want to involve the NGOs. We have quite a number of NGOs standing for the girl child. So if we involve the NGOs around the country, especially in the rural areas you mentioned, to spread the game of cricket, I think the girl child, it will be a vehicle. It will be a vehicle as cricket to look after a girl child in terms of behavior. So I believe with our plan on the drawing board, I think we are looking big. I'm sure come next year, we are going to involve the NGOs to see that the girl child is looked after in terms of sport of cricket, and outside partnership with the companies. And I'm sure definitely once they see the NGOs coming in, we are going to make a big impact with the outside partnership like big companies, Trade King and these others. But for the time being, at the moment, everything is on the table. We are working it on the drawing board. Hopefully things will work out by next year.
Your word of encouragement to a girl out there on the African continent who would want to do cricket?
A girl out there, my encouragement is to say that football is not the only sport everybody plays. I know today football for the girl child is one of the best sport people want to watch. The girl child today, she's having to be celebrated. If a girl child plays good football, everybody thinks football is the only sport. Definitely cricket is one of the sports. We have talented and famous women who have played cricket in the world, are well known. And I think I encourage every child to try other sports and see, especially cricket, and compare to football. I think cricket is a long spell game where you spend much of the time to play cricket. You start a game in the morning, finish by midday. So I think you go away from other vices in the community, and I think cricket is the right way to go. And I invite all girl child to say, you're welcome, you are invited to come and play cricket. Try it here in Zambia.
The views of Saidi Malama, former cricketer and the man who is running an academy here in Zambia. Today we were looking at women's cricket on the African continent, and we were asking how developed is women cricket on the African continent, and what are some of the challenges that women cricket is facing. For Channel Africa Sports, Namchana from Zambia.
Você é fluente em português? É apaixonado por rádio e quer trabalhar na África do Sul? Você tem documentos que o qualificam para trabalhar na África do Sul? Nesse caso, podemos ter uma oportunidade para você trabalhar no Canal África. Envie seu currículo e demonstração para Canal África at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Lembre-se, se você não receber alguma resposta nossa em 14 dias, isso significa que você não foi selecionado. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
Africa at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane.
16:24 Central African Time, and this is Africa at Play. Asteleli Siashaya. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. It's time for voice notes on our topic of the day. How developed is women's cricket on the African continent? What are your thoughts? Let's find out from Tsegofatso Musari.
Good afternoon, Africa at Play. I'm just lying here listening to this great show, and The question that you asked about the development of women's cricket in African continent, I'm thinking, the women's cricket in Africa has really made a significant stride in the recent years. With countries like South Africa, Nigeria, Rwanda, an imaging notable example, there has been so much growth and development. The development highlights for me that South Africa has established a very professional domestic league, including the CS Women's One Day Cup and the CS Women T20 Challenge, which has elevated the sport to, has given them opportunities, and there's been increased participation in countries like Nigeria that have introduced the grassroots of programs and reaching hundreds and thousands of girls to expand in the sport and the opportunities that it gives.
Interesting thoughts indeed from Tsegofatso Masadi. Let's take another voice note from Nande Jobodwana.
Good day, viewers. This is Nande Jobodwana. Women's cricket. Now, let me start off by saying well done to the Proteas women in how they beat Pakistan. Women's cricket is something that has always been big in South Africa. Women's cricket, just like women's soccer, and just like we've seen now with women's rugby, when you pay attention to women's sport, they glow. When you invest in women's sport, they glow. Now, when we look at how is it in Africa, cricket has been predominantly a male sport. It's high time now we start saying that women can participate in traditional male sports just like men.
There you have it from Nande Jobodwana. Let's take another voice note from Apiwe Ngwenya.
For me, I really think that the challenges that women's cricket face in the continent are not unique to the sport. It's the same challenges faced in rugby, the same challenges track athletes face. As much as we have a plethora of talented track and field athletes, the problem still boils down to exposure, to sponsorships, to the private sector willing to plow in money into these teams or individuals. But unfortunately, because of the continent, its lack of exposure for the rest of the world, it doesn't seem feasible to invest in sporting codes.
That is Apiwe Ngwenya sharing her thoughts on our topic of the day. Let's take the final voice note from Spencer Tawanda Banda, a sport broadcaster based in Zimbabwe.
A great many thanks for giving me this opportunity to make a contribution. Wow, women's cricket, what an interesting topic. Well, I think basically the countries that have been traditionally having cricket being played by the men are the ones that will obviously have a head start with regards to the women's cricket version getting to be played. Because I'll give for an example in Zimbabwe, at a club like Takashinga, all they needed to do was to ensure that they just had the ladies starting to play, and the club was already established and within the ranks of the Zimbabwe cricket, and for the girls to then start emulating what the boys were doing wasn't too difficult. I guess the difficulty will be to start it right from the start, where cricket has not been traditionally played. That's where the difficult part will be. But then many of the Anglophone countries on the continent, talk about Zimbabwe, South Africa, Namibia, we talk about countries like Nigeria, have always had some cricket being played traditionally by the men in those countries, and shouldn't be too difficult. I think the handicaps could fall in many of the francophone countries and those formerly colonized by countries like Germany, which was colonial masters. Traditionally were not fancying cricket.
There you have it, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on our number +27 63 406 9126, sharing your thoughts on our topic of the day. This is Africa at Play as Deleli Siashaya. Music goes well on a Sunday afternoon with, of course, sporting action. Tegno, a Nigerian singer and songwriter and record producer, saying gone gone.
From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
Look at me. Are you go? Are you go? Are you go? Are you go? Are you? Are you go? Are you? The person tell me say I go fall for a woman like you. I go say in papa, mama, brother, sister, thunder, fire, all of them. Because this kind thing where you the do. I been no say you go fit move me. She not only me, but you like overdo. She sweet you as you told me to move. That like the woman that I like. I feel no make everything alright. But if there's anything I can do, I saw be do I'm with my mind. Oh, let me jaw, don't be shy. You know you sweet my antenna. You must meet my antenna, my antenna, my antenna. Now you gon' let me be your one and only. Gon' let me be your one and only. Baby, ooh, baby. Couple goes not small. When we start our love, Rihanna go say she want her like this, oh. Couple goes not small. When we start our love, Beyonce go say she want her like this, oh. Hey, I just want to know if there be any chance for me and you. I just want to know, no, if there be any chance for me and you. Are you gon' let me be your one and only? Baby, oh baby. Are you gon' let me be your one and only? One and only, baby. I like the woman that I like. I feel no make everything alright. But if there's anything I can do, I saw be do I'm with my mind. Oh, let me jaw, don't be shy. You know you sweet my antenna. You must meet my antenna, my antenna, my antenna. How you gon'
16:33 Central African Time. You are still tuned in to Africa's #1 sport show, Africa at Play, as Deleli Siashaya, as we now welcome our Zambian-based correspondent, Namuchana Likezo. So Namuchana, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Yeah, good afternoon, Neto, and good afternoon to all our listeners on the African continent and beyond.
Let's start with the disappointing news. The netball under-21 national team from Zambia couldn't make it to Gibraltar at the Youth World Cup on time. And we've seen a number of reports coming from World Netball promising that they will dock points from them if they can't prove that they've had visa applications on time and flight tickets on time. What really is the latest in this situation? All I know is that it is disappointing because it is lacking that prior proper planning in it.
Yeah, you are right, Neto. We could say that somehow it could be lack of planning, surely, because those who have been charged with the responsibility of running netball in Zambia, they knew after the team qualified, they knew the timetable, they knew when to apply for visas. But what I've been told right now is that even as I'm talking to now, Neto, the situation is that the team hasn't flown out of Lusaka to go to Gibraltar. They're still stuck here. And the World Netball has threatened to disqualify Zambia if they don't provide that proof as of tomorrow, midday, to say they've been having those visa glitches and they have to show that they managed to buy the air tickets. It is only the visa glitches that they are having, and it is very, very disappointing, Neto, that we can have a situation like this. And someone can even ask to say, if in Malawi and South Africa, they managed to get their visas to Gibraltar, what has caused the Zambian team to fail to get the visas for the Gibraltar games? It is mind-boggling and very disappointing at the same time, Neto, and we only hope that someone somewhere has to give the Zambian people answers, because this is one of the biggest tournaments on the world stage. And for a country like Zambia to qualify to the Under-21 Netball Youth World Cup, it is something that is so big. The girls, they did their level best to qualify, and only to be disappointed at the last minute. It is so frustrating. Like I've already said, Neto, we only hope somebody out there will be held responsible for this. But unfortunately, we haven't heard anything from the Minister of Sports. We haven't heard anything from the Zambian government itself. The only statement that we received, it came from Martha Sichone, who is the president for the Zambia Netball Association, saying the country risks being disqualified tomorrow. And already, Neto, as I'm talking to you right now, Zambia has been docked 2 points because they were supposed to have played their first game against New Zealand. So we just wait and see. It is something that doesn't sit well with a lot of Zambians, including me, who is talking to you right now. Very, very disappointing. And going forward, we only hope that the Zambian government, through the Ministry of Sports and those charged with the responsibility of running the affairs of netball in this country, will do better the next time around.
16:37 Central African Time. We are talking to Namuchana from Lusaka, Zambia, about all things Zambian sport. So Namuchana, it is a disturbing moment to realize that the former Copper Queens coach Bruce Mape claims the Football Association of Zambia FAZ owes him over $84,000, equivalent to 2 million Zambian kwachas in unpaid dues. It looks like we've lost that line to Namuchana. Oh, we've got Namuchana. So Namuchana, did you get my question?
Yeah, Neto, I did. I don't know whether you're getting me.
Yes, I'm getting you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, that is the sad scenario that we have here, and the reports that are coming from Bruce Mape himself. He has come out in the open, and he's told the nation that as of today, the Football Association of Zambia, they're still owing him about 84,000 United States dollars, which translates into about 2 million Zambian kwacha. Very, very sad situation there. Bruce has done a lot for the Copper Queens. This is the only indigenous coach, Neto, who managed to qualify Zambia to the World Cup. And he qualified the Copper Queens to the Olympics back-to-back. He qualified the Copper Queens to AFCON back-to-back. So to treat him like this, I feel it is extremely unfortunate. The only sad part is that the Football Association of Zambia has decided to remain mute on this. Though we heard from the first boss, Keith Member, last time, he said they were going to dismantle all the areas that they have, and they were going to pay each and every person who is owed by the Football Association of Zambia. And it is my prayer that FAZ will fulfill their promise by paying Bruce Mape 84,000 United States dollars. Otherwise, this is not the way to treat your own local players, your own local coaches, and a coach of that caliber like Bruce Mape, who has done so much for this country. Bruce, through the Copper Queens, has brought a lot of joy to this country, and it is high time we treated him well.
It is high time indeed, and it's also disturbing that a coach who has delivered the goods in terms of results the Zambian way, making certain that the football-loving community gets exhilarated, was shown the exit door when he was actually doing well with the national team, the Copper Queens. So now you start wondering, perhaps that was a strategy to get rid of him because they knew that they owe him $84,000, and it's not the first story that we get to hear coming out from Zambia when it comes to these unpayments with the national team coach of the Chipolopolo. There's always been issues of non-payments with WADA, Watson Nyirenda. There's always been issues of non-payments by the Zambian authorities in charge of these payments, be it FAZ or the government itself, and that is very disturbing. And these are admin issues that really needs to be addressed seriously and urgently. 16:40 Central African Time. That's how we wrap up our conversation with Namuchana. So Namuchana, thank you so much for making time to talk to us on Africa at Play. All the best moving forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Neto and Mr. Boku.
16:41 Central African Time. We take a short break. When we come back, we go into touch base with Gesham Sajinyati on all things the World Athletics Championships concluding today in Tokyo, Japan.
Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa One. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa One. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto.
Kenya led the way as the top performing African nation, finishing second overall behind the United States. They leave Tokyo with an impressive haul of 11 medals, 7 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze. An improvement from their showing at the previous championships in Budapest in 2023. Botswana also impressed, securing 2 gold medals in the men's 4x400 meters relay, 400 meters individual race, and a bronze in the same race, placing them as the continent's second best team. Ethiopia, though not at their usual dominant best, managed to take home 4 medals, but none of them gold this time. Tanzania celebrated gold in the men's marathon. Algeria and Morocco each claimed a silver medal. Nigeria also earned a silver, and South Africa wrapped up with a bronze in the men's 4x400 meters relay. With Tokyo 2025 now in the books, attention turns to Beijing, the next host city of the World Championships.
16:43 Central African Time. That's the voice of our UK-based sport correspondent, Gesham Sajinyati, the encyclopedia of global athletics. Saji, good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
I'm fine, Neto. I had a good day watching the last day of the World Championships. It was really exciting.
Excitement at times also goes with drama, where some of the athletes get disqualified, some participate on a protest, and there's always that drama that you can never take away from the sport itself. What sort of drama have we witnessed in these World Athletics Championships, and what are the success stories?
South Africa was in fact involved in a chaotic race in their 4x100 meters relay. Italy impeded South Africa's Sean Maswanganyi off balance, and then South Africa did not finish the race. However, management did appeal, and this morning South Africa were asked to run their own race the same runners as it was yesterday, and they ran a very good time in the relay. But I don't know what is happening because the results of what they did today, doing the rerun on their own, is not included on the results sheet. So we don't know what is happening. Similar to Zambia, again, Zambia in the 4x400 meters team, in a team which was led by Mzala Samukonga, who is a champion in Zambia. They also got disqualified, having impeded the USA, and they did a rerun against the USA, who had been disqualified, but the USA did qualify. They went through. So, yeah, those were the dramatic events. But I should mention in the women's 800 meters final today, Lilian Odira of Kenya, what an outstanding athlete. At the bell, she was lying number six. But when they came at the bend and just towards the end with 100 meters to go, she beat them all. What a good run. She's a star. And even in the preliminaries, she was using this tactic of coming from behind. Then, yes, South Africa did very well again in the 4x400 meters with Leith Pile running the first leg, followed by Wade Van Niekerk. He was explosive. He did, make some ground. How can I say, the Americans were in the lead. Udeme Ukoni received the baton in the third leg to Zagiti Nene. He was also emotionally ran a very good race, and good enough they got a bronze medal. But Botswana, excitingly, that man again who won the men's 400 meters final, the 20-year-old Colin Kepinatsipi, he ran the last leg. He came from behind. The USA had a big lead, but he just caught them, I think, with a few strides towards the finishing line. So Botswana did get the gold medal in the 4x400 meters. So they become the world champions, gold medalist for the first time in the 4x4. And they also did very well in the individual 400 meter event where Kepinatsipe won the gold, Bayapondori got the silver. But as you can see, Neto, some countries, they picked one medal each and things like that. It was tough, but congratulations for Team Kenya with a total of 11 medals. They did very well, finishing behind the USA. But we can say they finished behind the USA. Kenya had only 58 athletes. The USA had 141 athletes. So you can just make a calculation, easy calculation. 58 athletes versus 40 against 141. So Kenya did extremely well. Tanzania got the medal as well. Ethiopia were not too good this time. They didn't get a gold medal, but they ended up with 4 medals. Algeria got 1 silver, Morocco 1 silver, Nigeria 1 silver. Yeah, so those were the highlights, Neto.
That's the voice of Kesham Sajinyati, our UK-based correspondent, as we are reflecting to the World Athletics Championships concluding today. Saji, that must be good music to the ears of Francis F. Mutegi when you're talking about the 11 medallions minted by Team Kenya, and also Lilian Odira producing a storming finish to pass Kelly Hodgkinson and Georgia Hunter-Bell to win the women's 800 meters. Let's also welcome Francis F. Mutegi to the conversation. So Mutegi, good afternoon. Your reaction to Team Kenya's performance?
That has been an absolute amazement, and there is no doubt we are exactly excited as you described it. There is no doubt about it. Good afternoon to you, Neto, and the rest of the African continent. It has been a marvelous delivery from the Team Kenya at the World Championships in Tokyo, Japan, and there is no doubt Kenya taking a lot of pride in victory in literally all the endurance races. I am literally elated because it has been a very, very marveling delivery from ladies in particular. Kenya has garnered 7 gold medals, and one of them is for men. The rest are women. That is what probably is something that many people want to debate about, why the women have been so successful as compared to the men's team. But then you look again at the performance of the Kenyan team in the Berlin Marathon earlier today, and you once again realize that there was a clash of interest in terms of which event was going to be more lucrative for some of the runners, and that is why you realize that we did not win, Kenya did not win the men's marathon race, but won the women's marathon through Janet Chepchirchir, and clearly that is a sign that a majority of men went for the Berlin Marathon, probably where you collect more cash in terms of appearance fees, in terms of sponsors, in terms of victory, in terms of maybe if you beat the clock to create new records and so on. I mean, that has been the serious problem, but there is also a debate saying that majority of men tend to change their coaches too often for Kenya, and the rest don't seem to have so much attention to their coaches, and the coaches are therefore not very keen to coach Kenyan men in terms of international events, as is the case for women. Women have been very obedient. They are very adhering to the guidance they get from their coaches, and so those are some of the indicators as to why the women will be delivering better than men. But generally, it is Team Kenya, 7 gold medals, 11 in total, and second on the table in terms of gold medals and the total tally, and it has been a marveling sort of delivery. And today's victory by Lilian Odira, which was unexpected because we all thought about Mary Moraa and her cousin, who was also Moraa, and everybody just got shocked that it's Odira who stormed to the finish to beat the two, including the Olympic champion. And so that is an amazement that has been very, very encouraging. But also I want to remind you what delivery we got from Harambee Stars when they got the motivator information from the government. The government promised them quite some sumptuous good money, and that is why they were delivering pretty good. And so these women will be also smiling all the way to their bank, because a gold medal will be worth 5 million Kenya shillings. And one US dollar at the moment is exchanging at 129 Kenya shillings. That tells you these women have got quite some money in their bag. If you look at Chebet in particular, she won 2 gold medals. That means she's got 10 million shillings when she returns from Tokyo, when the government will be awarding. Of course, there is Faith Kipyegon, who won a gold and a silver. So a silver is going for 3 million shillings, and a bronze is 1 million shillings in terms of reward for the Team Kenya from the government of Kenya. So you can be sure people have been running for these golds as well, and that is something that has done a great job in terms of motivating these runners, Neto.
Francis Motegi is our correspondent based in Nairobi, Kenya, giving us his reflection on the just concluded World Athletics Championships, the 9-day event that is taking place in Tokyo, Japan. Motegi, before we say goodbye, what would you like to say to the legend of athletics, Gershom Sajinyati, on another line?
Well, congratulations, first of all, because being a legend is an historical achievement. It is one of those things that are so rare to find, and he deserves all the accolades, because when you get to the field and you produce some delivery of that quality, the kind of history that he has written in the history books, he deserves nothing more than accolades, and for sure you will never be forgotten. When somebody becomes a legend, you never get forgotten, and so he deserves all the respect that he can get, and it is a great performance for an African also to get to win those kind of accolades globally. It is also another honor that you can claim for the entire African continent. And so congratulations to him, and being called a legend for sure is a crown that is so rare to find, and he deserves all the reasons to believe that he did a good job, and that is why he gets that title, legendary man.
Interesting indeed. Before you hang up, Mutegi, let's get reaction from the Encyclopedia of Global Athletics. G, your parting shot?
Yes, thank you very much to my colleague Francis Mutegi, and I really concur with him that the female athletes from Kenya, they did extremely well because they won most of the medals. I think I'm right. The only person who won a medal in the men's division is Emmanuel Wanyonyi. So the female athletes were superb. They were very competitive. And they delivered the goods. It was really excellent. And I really appreciate the fact that women athletes tend to stick with their coaches. They are like their male counterparts who tend to change coaches and things like that. And then they somehow lose it in between. Well done. And I really salute the female athletes from Kenya. It was great performance for them. One athlete winning 2 gold medals, something out of this world. The Kenyan athletes, the female athletes were excellent.
African excellence is what we are always hoping for. Kesham Sajinyati, our correspondent based in the United Kingdom, together with Francis F.M. Mutegi, based in Nairobi, Kenya. Saji, thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play. All the best moving forward.
Thank you.
Let's also
Good afternoon, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That is Francis F.M. Mutegi together with Kesham Sajinyati, 16:56 Central African Time. We are making way for Mix Vibration with Annika Lounge, and it will be exciting to find out what's coming up on the show when Africa's Velvet Voice says goodbye. Bonjour.
Bonjour Neto, bonjour à tous les auditeurs de Channel Africa, tous les amoureux de Mix Vibration. Alors on se retrouve tout à l'heure à 17h pile pour votre émission des musiques et de détente du service français de la radio Channel Africa. Alors, vous savez comment ça se passe. Nous allons danser, nous allons bouger, nous allons écouter de la musique de partout en Afrique. Ça sera très merveilleux. Nous allons aujourd'hui nous entretenir avec un artiste du Sénégal qui vient nous parler du festival qu'il organise au niveau du Sénégal. Donc, c'est tout à l'heure sur Mix Vibration. Merci beaucoup, Neto.
Merci beaucoup. We are broadcasting to the world in 5 languages, in English, Chinyanja, Kiswahili, Portuguese, and French. There's never a dull moment on Channel Africa. We will be back again next week, Saturday and Sunday, from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. My name is Neto, Neto Chemane. Hosiati, Konyangazi, Mumka, Japandle Gunjani, Moyani, Voko Tendele. Thank you to Tumelo T.M. Mokwena, our technical operator, my producer, Andisiwe Fagimalu Zobona Mali, our audiovisual streaming specialist, Tabang Lavisa, as well as to Miss Elema, our social media guru. Udia Sima Datera, e Ongbong Dia. A day above the ground is a good day. Africa at Play, as Telelisia Shai. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.